Welcome to Liberating in a Beauty Revolution. I am Lucia Gabriela and I welcome you to a kitchen. We're gonna cook delicious, healthy, healing meals. And today's recipe is gonna be a yummy black bean soup that I grew up with back home in Ecuador. So let's just get started so quickly. So the first thing that we're gonna get onions. I'm gonna tell you the ingredients. We're gonna have scallions, celery. We're gonna grab some red pepper and yellow peppers. I'm gonna start washing them to get them started. But the most main ingredient that we're gonna use is black beans. Black beans are so yummy and so good fiber and protein. What I recommend everyone is to soak their beans before they use them. So these beans have been soaked for like almost 3 hours. I prefer to soak them overnight, but you know, when you want to do something last minute, like 3 hours is a good time. So let's just get started with some of the ingredients. I'm gonna wash them. Like some celery. We have some scallions. We're gonna have 3 scallions. I like to use a power 3. I like 1 pepper. And we have 1 yellow pepper. And we're gonna add to that, we're going to add the onion, the red onion, and we're gonna have the garlic and potato. So we're gonna be rinsing the beans. You wanna make sure that you don't use the same water that you soak them with. So make sure that they're well rinsed. And you just rinse them again. So they have to be nice and soak so they can release a lot of the acid that has in it. When I really want to get a lot of the acid, if I have people who are very sensitive to beans and nuts, because they have so much acid in the stomach, I recommend to soak all the beans over 3 days. I personally like to soak my beans for like 7 days. Like the bigger the bean it is, the longer it's gonna be soaked for. So we're gonna be cutting the garlic, the onions, and you're gonna see me cry it again. And Mikey likes me to see me tearing up, but I'm gonna try not to. I'm gonna stay away from it now. Everybody asks, how do you want the onions to be cut? How do you want everything to be cut? Just cut it, for God's sake. It doesn't matter if you just cut it slice, square. It just really doesn't matter. Just get the job done. It's gonna blend, it's gonna do its job, it's gonna add the flavor. Onions are great for the skin, great for the hair. You see a lot of cultures that they eat a lot of onions. They have amazing, beautiful hair. With my background in beauty, I used to tell my clients a lot, just make sure that you eat onions. And a lot of the vitamins that they use for hair, for healthy hair, luxurious hair, abundance hair, you know, like. I like to do videos, very affordable, like meals, very affordable. So we bought yesterday actually, all the recipes for the 3 video series that we're having right now. All the ingredients that we bought were under $55. Our goal is to make meals for under $20 for like 4 people. So that's our goal here, Liberating in the Beauty kitchen. So here we go. We have a onions, and then we're gonna do the garlic. I believe like 2 cloves would be good. So we're gonna do 1, 2, 3. Do it that way, it's easier to peel it. Now before I continue, I'm gonna do something very important. We're gonna add water. I'm gonna start boiling the water for the soup. So here's where you meditate a little bit and you send a lot of love to the food and be grateful for having delicious meals come in to your body and just being grateful. One of the amazing, ingredients that we can have. I'm gonna be adding the beans right now so they can start cooking. And we're gonna use the pot. We're gonna do it at medium high to start cooking. At the same time, what we're gonna add is, I love to add red palm oil. You can buy it at Whole Foods or you can buy it in another store that have natural ingredient. The reason why I like to use red palm oil is because it's a great saturated fat and it's healthier for you than any other kind of oils out there on the market. You can use coconut oil as well. So those are the 2 oils that you're always gonna see me cooking with. Red palm oil or coconut oil. I like red palm oil because it adds color to it and also has lycopene to it, and another amazing ingredient. I mean, it's a superfood. So it has great health benefit. And it used to be used years ago. And it was such a great oil to cook. So it's coming back into the health community. And I'm so glad it's back. My grandparents and my mom used to cook a lot with red palm oil when I was little. So I'm very familiar with it. So the beans are cooking. We're not gonna add any salt to the beans until the end of the soup because you don't wanna cook. The salt is the last ingredient that you wanna use in all your recipes. So salt, you don't wanna cook it with it, on high heat especially. That's the last ingredient you add to it. So we're just gonna continue with the garlic. I got there. You have 1 clove, the second clove. You can mince it a little bit, make it like tiny, or you can just, if you have people that they don't like garlic too much, you want to make sure that they're very tiny pieces. But a lot of Italian, Spanish people, European people don't mind to have big chunks of garlic and actually will love garlic. Just don't get close to them. After they brush their teeth or have something sweet like chocolate. But definitely you want to add garlic in your soup. It adds an extra. So that's like 3 cloves of garlic and 3.5 tiny little baby garlic in here. So we have that. Now we're gonna warm up the pot, the medium pot, because we're gonna saute there. We're gonna use the same spoon that we used before, and we're gonna take some oil out, and we're just gonna let it warm it up. That's how we're gonna saute it. Now we go with the scallions. This video is also dedicated to all my friends in New York who I miss so much, and I love them, and I thank you guys for all your support. When I was in New York, they would always come to my cooking classes. If you are in Sarasota and you want me to come over to your home and teach you how to cook on a 101, or you want to have people over and cater or anything like that, feel free to email me at support@liberatinginthebeauty.com. Yeah, the parties, the workshop is so much fun. We do a hands-on workshop, and you learn so much. Okay. If you wonder what kind of how benefit each ingredient does it, that's for you is we're gonna have it right on the video on the screen. You're gonna be able to see it. You're gonna be able to do that, but also you can Google it and save me the work. But I will post some of the amazing ingredients that we work with and the health benefit that it has in each ingredient. If you become part of our community at liberatinginthebeauty.com, you will have access to all our videos and also the recipes. So if you really want to have these recipes, make sure you be part of the community. That's the easy way. Alright, so this sounds good. I think that I'm just going to use 3 stalks of, that was like 3 stalks of celery. Okay, I'm gonna do that. This knife is not working great. No, I'm nervous. I'm kidding. Yeah, I'm trying to do as much celery as we can, so we seem struggling with it. Yeah, I'm one of those. Try to get everything done. One little thing. Okay, so we're just gonna clean up. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna check our oil over here. That should be see how beautiful it is. Now what we're gonna do is gonna bring all this beauty. We're just gonna give it a minute. It's not really warm. I'm used to be quick. So we're just gonna raise it up a little bit more. And we want the oil to be a little bit warmer before we add any vegetables. Alright, so for that, meanwhile that's happening, in the next minute or so, we are going to start preparing gonna make room here. We make room for everything. So we're gonna start cutting the peppers. The peppers, we are going to add it at pretty much the end of the once the beans have been cooked and they're totally nice and ready to eat, we add them pretty much at the end because they lose the color when you cook them too long, and kind of at the same time lose the whole vitamin content too when you cook them way too long, Peppers are great and delicious superfood. I like to call everything superfood because it's great for the body, and especially when you add so much love to it. I'm always gonna share with you on my cooking videos that the most important ingredient to our recipes are to be present with our food, being grateful for it, honor every single person that had made this meal possible, from the person who planted the seed to the person who was in the grocery store and put it away for us, to the person who prepare your meals. So grateful. We have to be grateful. And at the same time, love. Make sure that everything you do in your life, you do it with love, and that's one of the most important ingredients I like to share. Because you can have the same recipe and have the same ingredients and have the same, I can cook it over and over and over and over, but my state of beingness will, believe it or not, change the taste of the food. Like if I'm angry, I'm cooking, I try not to cook anymore. Like I just drop it. I go eat somewhere else, because if I'm angry, I don't even cook. I mean, or I don't even eat, because it's not healthy for you to eat when you're angry. You know, is your body's not gonna process the food. It's like so much hormones and chemicals being released, very toxic. So stay away from food when you're angry, or when you're sad, or when you're depressed. Just, you know, a lot of people going through depression, and they're like, you know, you gotta eat. And, you know, sometimes when you're in depression and sad or angry, you just gotta let it, you know, mourn it and don't eat it. Most of the time, it's healthier for you to just let the emotions go and feel. So don't cook while you are angry, moody. So, cutting. So our pot is already warm, so we can add the rest of doing the saute part of it. So let's just finish these peppers, and we can hear. You can see me that I'm even taking some of these, you know, some of the seed of the peppers. I'm still using it. My mom liked to use them a lot. Make this the dish a little more flavorful. So I do add some of the peppers seed in the recipes. It just make it taste different. So as you can see, our water is boiling from our pot. We're gonna reduce a little bit. We're gonna check the beans, but also we're gonna use the same spoon. I'm gonna use and start doing the saute. And now let it saute a little bit. And we're gonna lower it, low heat. Even though this one is like bubbling, you wanna taste the bean. And the bean, still hard. It's like al dente. So it's not ready yet. We're giving it another 10-15 minutes to be ready. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to do the potatoes. I'm going to cut the potatoes. Now I'm going to put those in here. We lower the saute because we want to add the potato to it. So make sure you clean them very well. Usually they always come nice and clean. Rinse it once or twice. And then we can bring it here. I'm not gonna go crazy with peeling the potatoes all the time. I'm just gonna cut them in pieces. I'm gonna go in the soup, very yummy. Cut it here, cut over here. Make sure that goes over there. Make sure that the sides that they don't look good, you just cut them on the side. Shape. Like you can tell, I'm not very picky about shape of forms of anything. We just want to get the work done. I mean, let's not call it work, it's fun. Let's just keep the fun going, but we gotta feed people, right? So we don't have time to be like, oh, let me just see what beautiful shapes I'm gonna create out of it. As long as we add love to it, we will be fine. We make sure we always pay an eye on our saute because we don't want them to start being smoky or anything like that. So that's why we always keep it in low heat. I used to be one of the persons that used to cook with high heat all the time, and it had to be quick. And then I realized that the food will not come yummy until you cook in a low heat. I've been cooking since I am 12 years old, so I have learned so many tricks with the time, and I love to learn from everyone. So if you have any suggestions or questions or ideas for recipes that you would like me to try, you want to share with our community, and you want me to try it first, and then I cook it, and then I make a video out of it, send us an email at support@liberatinginthebeauty.com. If you want to host a beautiful, fun, interactive workshop, also shoot us an email. Potatoes are yummy. I know a lot of people stay away from potatoes. Oh my gosh, so much carb. Oh my gosh. Oh, the crime. But, you know, where I come from, potato is substantial in every single dish. And people are very skinny. When you go into the Andes, when we go into the shamans in Andes and like the mountains, pretty much the main ingredient, and sometimes like the thing that eat the most is potato. And we make delicious meals out of potato, and like these are the purple potatoes. They're very well known in South America, especially in the Andes, in the mountains. We eat these a lot, and in the health and wellness community, they're becoming very popular because of their color. You know, the more purple or bluish you have in your food, the most amino acids, the more enzymes you get. So purple potatoes are becoming very popular in South America, in the United States, but also the purple corn are becoming very popular. And these are come from the Andes. So I love to add these food into my soup too. So I like to keep it the tradition. I have tried to stay away from potato too much because, you know, the whole health stuff and too much carbs, but everything, not in moderation, but everything in balance, you know, it's healthy. So what works for you may not work for me. What work for me, it doesn't work for Mikey, and doesn't work for anybody, you know. So you gotta test. You know, life is about being flexible. It's not about being so rigid and so stuffy and so fanatic. I believe fanatism is not a good combination for health and wellness. So I am not a pro this, pro that. I like to be very universal, very giving, very loving, and work with what we have. Like, for example, if the only thing that you could afford it was canned beans, go for it. Like, I'm not gonna judge you for it because we're all in situations sometimes that we don't have money for food, and the only thing that you can do is go into food stamp or go into picking up food from trucks and things like that for the holidays. So, as long as you add love to it, go for it. Eat what it is given to you, because all comes from heart, comes from love. Go for it, eat it. So that's what our goal is, to make meals under $20 for a family of 4. But as you can tell, I can fit a whole nation with it, right, Mikey? I can fit like easily like 10 people with this meal, for God's sake. And yeah, so you just save it. Eat a lot that day and save it for another day. Like, definitely, if you're gonna save food, do it on a glass container, freeze it, and reuse it. Warm it. So I know some people are like, oh, I don't need food from like third day or frozen food. Like, you know what? Just chill out. If that's all you can eat, go for it. Especially beans are so yummy after the third day that have been in the refrigerator. Like when you keep them for like 2 days, 3 days, oh my God, it tastes so much better than the first day. That's one of the secrets that they have back in South America. Like the dishes, like the meals of like beans and rice and things like that, they actually better. I'm gonna put a little higher this heat over here. And like you can see, this looks so yummy. This is a meal itself, guys. Come on, this is just a meal itself. You can have this with mushrooms. Just add something to it and it's done. So now we're gonna add our spices. We're not gonna add the spices to the water, to the soup with beans. We're gonna be adding the spices to the saute. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna, for your sake, I've been cooking for so long already that I know my measurement, but for you today, I'm gonna be using spoons. So I will be using a good spoon of turmeric. I love turmeric. My main ingredient for spices, you're always gonna see me cooking with turmeric. You're always gonna see me using cumin. You're gonna see me a lot of the time using parsley. And sometimes I will use oregano and sea salt, coconut oil or palm tree oil. You rarely are gonna see me using red pepper or dill unless I want something different and spicy. So these are my ingredients I always cook with, my signature ingredient, and so much love. After that, it just I don't play with too many spices as much because the simpler the better, right? I don't want to complicate anybody's life. And now we're gonna do cumin. I'm gonna clean that up. I'm gonna use cumin, like another cumin. We can do like another spoon of cumin over here. And then we're gonna do oregano. Oregano, I would say like a half a spoon for you guys. So now we're not gonna add salt until the end. So now, what I feel is that we're gonna use, nope, it's not my home. Oh, cup. I'm borrowing this kitchen today. So we're gonna take this yummy juice from the beans. I know I want some beans in there, and we're gonna be using it to cook potatoes faster. So we're gonna be adding more of that juice, yummy juice, into our potato. And some beans goes in there. So look at that. That's gonna be a yummy, yummy soup. I know, again, this meal is for more than 4 people, but it's under $15. You can feed over easily 6, 8 people with this, right, Mikey? And guys, I just spent literally for each meal, I spent less than $20. So yes, we can eat healthy with that budget and feed so many people. So that's the beauty of cooking with love, and but also cooking with some kind of like Latin ingredients, and beans go all the way. So we're just gonna let it cook here a little bit more because potatoes have to be a little cook more, and we're gonna close that in a high, in like a medium setting for that. And I'm gonna taste this, and almost there. Once these potatoes almost cook, we're gonna lower that a little bit. Once the potatoes almost cook, we're gonna add more water into the soup, and we're gonna be moving on and add that. More water. And that looks so good so far. Okay, I'm happy about that. So the peppers, we're gonna be doing that at the end, pretty much. We're gonna be waiting for the beans to be ready. They are not ready yet. We're gonna be waiting for the potatoes to be ready. So we're gonna hold on, and we're gonna come back. Now I can raise them up a little bit. All right, you got that, Mikey? I burn myself. But you can tell they are ready. So what we're gonna do, yummy. Now, this is gonna be the trick. I was just getting ready to cook for 4 people, but our recipes can be cooked for more than 4 people. The more water you add, the more people you add. My mom used to be one of those persons that she would have people that just come for lunch out of the blue, and we call them parachute for some reason in Spanish, like paracaídas. And we would have a lot of paracaídas in our home every time that we have a meal. And we had like, my mom would cook for like 6, like 4, 6 in a family, and all of a sudden we had like 10 people over. And my mom, the only thing that she would do is like go back in the kitchen and add more water to it. So I grew up like that. So if you see me that, I'm making sure that you definitely get like more than 4 meals for like 4 people for servings. But when you add more meat, more water to it, it can just go literally for like 10 people. As you can tell, we started making this meal for 4 people, but you can feed 2. So I don't have the bigger pot. So I'm gonna use it in both pots. I'm gonna do miracle. So we'll be with you in a minute. I'm gonna try to figure it out. So here we go. Now we're gonna be adding the peppers, and we can add so much right now. And you can add some at the end of it too when you're serving. So they look like more fresh and crunchy. So we're gonna save the rest for that. We're ready to serve. But you can tell we have so much food in here. It's amazing what 15, like literally 17, 15 to $20 can do for you right here. Like how many people we can feed with it. That's amazing. I'm so glad of that. And again, you can freeze this, and you can freeze this in your fridge for like a couple months. Just follow the instructions of how to freeze stuff is. You know, usually goes good for like 6 months. And once you unfreeze it, you just add a little more water to it, and you have a great meal. And I bet you it always tastes good. I always have done that. You know, I make big soups. I freeze them, and then when I'm in my rush day or when I'm in my low days or harsh days, where everything is very tight, I just bring out my soup that I made when I was living in abundance. So it is always great to have amazing meals a lot. So we're gonna let this cook for a little longer, and then pretty much it's done. The last thing that we're gonna be adding is salt. So feel free to add the salt as much as you can. Not really that much if you have kind of like medical conditions, but don't make it too salty. Just add some salt to it and rock and roll. And that wasn't too much salt. That was good enough. I personally, when I cook for, when I cater or when I cook for people, I don't do too much salt. I always leave the salt the last so people can adjust it to their own taste. I mean, I don't get offended. People come to me and they're like, oh, you know, it's not salty enough. I'd rather not to be too salty than way too salty. Then I have to add too much water to dilute all that and more stuff and complicate things out. So we're gonna be waiting when it's done, and we're gonna be serving it. Pretty much done. We just need like another 10-15 minutes to cook the beans and like the potato to be all ready. And next thing that you're gonna see it is serving it. So I will see you when we are ready to serve. It's ready. It's like Alright. Ouch. We're going to take a potato. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm gonna take a bean. You always gotta make sure that you taste your food. It's al dente, pretty much everything is pretty much, more than al dente. You can see the potato, look at that, potato. Like you can see, it's like, you can break it. So that is a good one, that's a good sign. Now we're gonna taste it. Make sure that we have all the condiment that we need. That's good. I know, I love black bean soup. Such a warm, beautiful, yummy meal for the fall, the winter, wherever you are. Unless you're in summertime, some place in another part of the planet that is summer. It is yummy. You follow me? All right, that soup is ready. So we're gonna close it, and we're gonna make sure that it's ready for all of guests. All right, we're gonna lower it up a little bit, and pretty much good. So now we're going to finally eat. So we're gonna be serving our food. We're gonna get the ceviche out of the refrigerator that it was holding. It was there for a couple hours while we were doing our other meals. Oh, that looks so good. That smells good. So now we're gonna have a black bean soup. We're gonna turn everything off. Like if you just come over, Mikey, and check this out. Black bean soup. And a black bean soup. We're gonna add some parsley and celery. Also, we're gonna cut the yummy avocado that we added to it. Yummy. I'm gonna have a spoon. I can have a whole avocado myself. And we're gonna put like a good avocado, just for taste. My dad always loved I'm having a hard time opening. I'm strong. Don't get me wrong. I haven't worked out too much, but here you go. I'm strong. Olive oil. Olive oil on the black bean soup. Oh, it's so yummy. Olive oil, you always get it cold pressed. If you can get the organic, it's great, but always get the cold pressed, unfiltered olive oil. And always use olive oil for cold, not to cook or bake or anything like that, because olive oil is very sensitive to light. It's very sensitive to heat. So all those fat, like monounsaturated fat and polysaturated fat, that are very sensitive to heat, don't cook with them. That's why we always cook with palm tree oil or the coconut oil. That's the only one that we cook or bake with. So just add olive oil at the end for the soup. So now we're gonna have a delicious paella. Ooh. This meal supposed to be for 4. Look at this, baby. This is for more than 4 people. I'm gonna get that. We're gonna shut it off already. It's like it's been cooking good time. That looks so yummy. I know. I'm a kind of like decoration girl. I like to decorate everything. Look at that. That is yummy. You can also do a slash of avocado too if you want to. But dang, now we're gonna do the other one is hot. And I get our ceviche. And you can just soak it. I mean, like I said, ceviche is one of my favorite dishes, but some people like it very liquidy, like the juice. I like it thick because it's great for like fiber. So if your option is like when you check out the recipe for this, you just make it very just juicy. Like you don't use the pulp. You just squeeze the limes and the oranges, and that's pretty much how you get it. And like you get that, and you definitely have that. And Be generous on the cilantro. Very good for you. Oh, come on. So these are first series of meals for healthy healing meals. You can tell that we have 3 recipes. We spent less than $55 for all the ingredients. As you can tell, we have tons of food left over for more than 4 people. And for recipes like this, for the rice, the paella, the vegetarian paella, and the soup, you can definitely freeze it, like we've been talking in the whole videos. And you know, always keep it for like 6 months. Just follow the instructions of freezing that you may find online. And that's pretty much what we have for you today. We had 3 amazing recipes. Stay tuned with more recipes coming up, and we thank you so much. If you have any questions, email us at support@liberatinginnerbeauty.com. Any questions, suggestions, or anything you want us to do, be part of our community. You're going to have more access to more recipes in the future, exclusive recipes just for members only. And we're going to be hosting 4 retreats in Ecuador 2015, so check us out at www.shamanic.adventure.com. Thank you so much for joining us today and for cooking amazing, delicious, healthy, healing meals. Have a great day.